because I want to do some future events, interviewing people on the street, like you and me, normal people, about the situation in Europe. And I'm interested in their opinions. I have a few questions for them that I would like to ask. And since I'm living in Romania, and Romania is closer to the Ukraine border and is currently engaged in supporting the Ukraine, between brackets. Well, I'm interested in the opinion of people here. If they want a war with Russia, if they think that Russia would invade them, yes or no, and try to figure out for myself how many of the people that I interview think that way. How many of them are awake about the amount of propaganda in the EU and in NATO. So yes, for this reason I took Streamlabs Pro, and we'll try to do it like this. Still need to make good camera connection, whatever, but I want to do these street interviews, and for this I want to use the mobile. So this is a first test. I also want to do some videos about the region where I'm living. It's a beautiful region, Apelsenin Nature Reserve. The city, Cluj-Napoca, is a very international city, so I would like to show people some things about that, about some events that we have here in Cluj-Napoca, Untold Festival, Electric Castle, those Hungarian weekends with a lot of bands playing on podia in the city center. It's nice atmosphere. So that's the idea about streaming live from the mobile phone. And I'm curious, like I said, about people's opinion about the EU. Should we stay in the EU or should we go out? Should we break up the EU or should we change the EU? In my opinion, the latter. Because we are too much embedded with each other as countries to easily break up without consequences for the whole. So we need to figure out a way that is the least disruptive for all of us in Europe. That includes Romania, and make a different system. Create a republic instead of a bunch of unelected EU, between brackets, officials who are dragging us into wars and threat of wars. I don't know about you, but I take that very, very personal. What can be more personal than a war, right? I mean, you can lose your job, you can have your own economic, social misery, true, but misery, unlike a war, you never knew in Europe. And that kind of misery, threatening us with that kind of misery, yes, I take very personal. And if it's up to me, I will do everything I can to prevent it. You're gonna tell me better than you and me? Are you gonna got rid of the communist dictatorship here in Romania, that those people have more balls than the current generation? Possible. Possible. Likewise in Holland. Possible that this whole generation lost what it meant to be a man. A man. And no, a man is not who is cross-dressing. A man is not who is confused about his gender. A man is not someone who thinks there are like a gazillion genders out there. Those men are no men. No man whatsoever. Those who are not prepared to fight for their own family, for their own home, at home, yet have no problem to send other people in foreign countries to die. They are no men. If they were, they would go there themselves. Huh? They are no men. Rutte is not a man. He's a weasel. A sneaky little fucking weasel. Your Klaus Johannes, who is aiming now, I heard today in the news, for the same position as Rutte was. Yeah? Secretary General of the NATO. I wonder, Klaus Johannes, what kind of betrayal did you put on the Romanian people, you know, in backroom, with signatures and agreements? In what kind of position did you put Romania to be eligible for that cozy job? Because you know that those jobs are only given to people who fulfilled a certain agenda. It's the payback to them in this corrupt system. So yes, I wonder very much how much Klaus Johannes got. You know, how much he betrays, just like Rutte, just like Scholz, just like Macron, just like all those warmongering morons. I wonder what kind of side benefits Klaus Johannes will get. Because you can be sure that this offer to also apply for the position is not like him coming up with that idea. Someone fed that idea to Klaus Johannes. Klaus Johannes, if you do this and this, my belief is that Klaus Johannes, in return for this favorable position in NATO, will allow the rest of NATO, the USA, the Dutch, the American mercenaries, the French, etc., to be supplied via the Black Sea route and on top, above Moldova, perhaps even going through Moldova. Who will tell? But yeah, given my prediction that very, very soon we will see a battlefield in Bessarabia, I think this deal with Klaus Johannes going perhaps NATO secretary is part of what they expect in the Danube region. For guaranteed sure. Macron wants to send the French into Moldova so that they can respond quickly if Odessa would fall. That shows that they are well aware that the Russians will take Odessa. At least try. Everyone says, the Duran, everyone says, oh, it's impossible for the Russians to do it. Really? Really? Yes, they will have casualties. They will not come just by boat. They will come by aviation as well, dropping soldiers on parachutes, guaranteed. And they will drop them in Transnistria the second they think Transnistria is threatened. The Ukraine and NATO, they will try to shoot down those Russian planes. They will take out the end, like Medvedev and Putin. Fucking if you, who you are supporting. So if you are giving money to Nazis, training, weapons, covering up their crimes, then what are you? I keep saying, you are a Nazi. And if you do it as a country, you are a Nazi regime, regardless if you yourself out there understand this. Regardless, that is a fact. If you give as a country your full support to the Nazis, what are you? Think Nuremberg trials, think Second World War, huh? Axis of evil, right? All those countries paid a price. Think Japan, correct? Correct. Think Italy, correct, correct. Think Romania, correct, correct. Huh? Spain, just to name a few. They were all punished after the Second World War for supporting, one way or the other, the Nazis. And the same will happen again. Don't forget that the BRICS countries is about 84% of the world. 84%. So just by sheer number games, we, the West, are going to lose. Hence why I keep saying we need a Republic of Europe. Yes, with an armed population, part of the defense structure. Therefore, you will never, ever have to fear an invasion of any country, including the fucking USA. You don't have to bow them. I am totally for a European army. I'm just not for a EU army, because those fuckers will use it against their own population. And what we need a constitution, just a copy-paste from the American Constitution. Copy-paste the original, not their latest editions. Fuck them, they can keep that garbage in the USA. But what the founding fathers envisioned in the USA, that's what they wanted for Europe. However, back in those days, they couldn't realize it in Europe. They couldn't. There was too much power among all the nobility, the old money, the old influence, the old monarchs. Up to this day, they still hold the reins together with the bankers, because the kings are all now, all the royal families are indebted to the Rothschilds. after they got the full wealth and power of the former British Empire, the Napoleon Wars, after they got that power in their hands, all royal families of Europe who were already indebted to the British by loans and those kind of things, well, now that power, that influence, all went to the Rothschilds. It's true, factual. And ever since, we had no chance in Europe to become a republic unless the Rothschilds deem it favorable in their agenda, because they financed all wars pretty much after in the Napoleon War already. He financed both sides, but after the Napoleon War he found for sure out this is lucrative, and they kept doing this. They will tell you it's just business. Yeah, you just supplied also my enemy with tanks. Yeah, well, nothing personal, it's just business. That's also what you see in the Ukraine. They try to tell the Russians nothing personal, it's just business. Yeah, right, just business. I don't know about you. I don't have children. I have my dogs, my little dog shelter, Doggy Day Transylvania. I don't know about you, but one thing I do not want. I don't want a future where we are back at a Cold War on steroids, or a wartime economy with curfews and lockdowns, etc, etc, etc. I don't want that kind of future. I don't want to have they're gonna send shit to the Ukraine. Look, fuck you all, huh? With your support to the fucking Ukraine. It's gonna go on transport, all these personal carriers, about 6-7. So expect some new vehicles coming in Russia. So if they are still there on the way back, I will film them. I was too late now, had to pay also attention to the traffic, but I would have loved to show them these trailers, about 6 of them, all neatly waiting for a convoy. So maybe more is coming. Yeah, Romania. Keep poking the bear. You can be sure that at some point the bear might swipe and hurt you. And I don't want that. But I moved to this country for a reason. Reason being that in Holland they will blindly, as coward as they are, they will blindly do the bidding of the USA, regardless outcomes for its own population. And here in Romania, that's my hope, at least. I think at some point, if the people really get fed up with it, they still find their balls to fight back, unlike the Dutch. And with fighting, I mean fighting. The Dutch, they are so pussified, so pacified, that You can't expect anything from the Dutch. Like, really nothing. They will protest, they will do this and that. But, you know, when I grew up as a child, we were against nuclear weapons in the Netherlands. I marched with the massive protest, 500,000 plus people in several protests in the Netherlands back then. I was part when the squatters, the krakers, the squatters movement was still around in Nijmegen and stuff like that. Fighting with blockades even, the police. That spirit is gone in Holland. They have been pussified, pacified, beyond belief. Really. And they wonder why they are a victim to macro criminal elements that diverse foreign mafias have taken over in Holland. They wonder why. They wonder why. You know, the only ones who are protected with a law that bans guns and a law that bans self-defense, like in the Netherlands, are the criminals. Those are the only elements protected by these kind of laws. Why? Because that criminal didn't care about the law anyways. That's why it's a criminal. They will have the weapons, they will use them, be it to threaten you, be it to kill you or to hurt you. And you are a law-abiding citizen who is so pacified that during the attack he will not defend himself, because, hey, in Holland happened already a few times. If you defend yourself instead of being victim and calling afterwards the police, if you defend yourself and the perpetrator finally gets what they deserve, in other words, that they took the wrong guy or tried to rob the wrong store armed, you know, that the store owner is also armed and shoots back, guess what? Then in the Netherlands, that criminal guy is all of a sudden the victim. Poor you, poor you. We need to protect you too, like the store owner. So they will convict you as a criminal, then for attempted robbery, and they will charge the owner with a attempted murder if you survived. How fair is that? Instead of getting a badge of honor, no, my friend, we will teach you to be fucking pussified and pacified. Well, I said all my life in the Netherlands, especially when the laws clearly started to change, not so much the law, but how the interpretation of the law was, and how they made a few examples in the Netherlands about people who defended themselves, rightfully so, yet who also faced then charges for aggravated assault, attempted manslaughter, those kind of charges they face. Even heavier charges than the criminal faced for its action. So after a few of those examples, guess what? People stop defending themselves. They don't want to be they become, of course, helpless, and they have no fucking clue what to do anymore. call the police afterwards, after you've been raped, mocked, just assaulted for no reason whatsoever. So yeah, the Netherlands. I don't expect anything from those cowards, like really nothing. I am sure that there are only very few people in the Netherlands or in Germany or in all of Europe for that matter who are willing to go as far as I would go. I am sure, because I have no scruples to kill a crazy, dangerous criminal element. None whatsoever fucking ever. If it's up to my life or the life of that criminal element, no problem whatsoever to take that other person's life. Really, I will not lose a second sleep. If it is to defend my family from anyone, be it the so-called government forces or a stranger or a foreign entity, you have no fucking clue how far I will go. The amount of damage I'm willing to do to another human being to defend what is mine. Therefore I can understand really everyone in that position, including Ukrainians, including those in the Donbass and Luhansk, those ethnic Russian Ukrainians, now part of the Russian Federation. I can understand all of those people, both sides. I can understand the Russians. I cannot understand us picking a fight where we don't have a fight. That part I cannot understand. And just like in my childhood, I will not partake. I will not. I used to run with a bunch of nasty characters, and I was pretty much the youngest. For 3 years, from my 13th till my 16th, I hang out with pimps, kids of pimps, kids of straight out killers, all sorts of criminal elements, because I lived 10 years in child homes in Holland, and via this period in my life I met already on a young age that other side of society that regular people never get involved with. And those people, they were not bad for me. They even protected me at some point where the so-called good people would not protect me from brutality from the government, abuses in the child homes, physically, psychologically, sexually. But those criminal elements, let's call them like that, I didn't consider them like that back then, but they are. Those criminal elements, they protected me. So I understand, really understand the street and what's going on there. So yes, my childhood, my let's call it my upbringing is quite different than the average person. Therefore, I dare to say, you know, not many will go to the same measurements or extremes as I would be willing to go, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. At the same time, it's a bad thing, because those kind of people I'm talking about, those are the ones who will not run away, who will not bow or capitulate. They have such a free spirit beyond their criminal aspects. They have such free spirit, they will fight back. And yes, I know a few of those people, they will fight back scrupulous, without scruples. So yes, I do hope that it never comes to this kind of situation in Holland or anywhere in Europe. But I do fear that we will enter this stage. Not now, maybe in 2 years. Yeah. They want to prolong this conflict in the Ukraine as long as they can, preferably beyond 25. Yeah. They are talking openly all the time about how they want to prolong it. They are talking openly all the time about how we need to step up in our ammo production, in our weapons production, in arming ourselves also with military personnel everywhere. They are talking about wartime. So yes, they are even talking openly about drafting people. And then they say quickly, yeah, but not drafting them to send them to the Ukraine. No. They would also not send tanks. They would also not send javelins. They would also not send etc. Blah 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 blah. They would not do all those things they told you and me. And yet here we are. They did all these things. They sent all these things, pretending, representing you and me, pretending that this is the will of the European people, that this is the will of the people in NATO countries. Really? Like I said, that's why I want to do this streaming on my mobile. So this is a test run. I have no clue how it will work, how it will stream or not. I noticed I made already a few wrong settings with accounts and getting them mixed up, because I want to use a different channel for this kind of streaming. So I have my main channel here, of course, Silverflighter. But back then I set up Silvio Jensen Reporting, in which I wanted to do separate all the news, and now I set up Republic of Europe, because that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about and do some interviews. I'm also back into the gaming community. Why? Because in the past I did a lot of talking with gaming community in World of Warcraft on TS servers, have chat rooms and discuss, while gaming, which is fun, discuss what's going on in the world. And I want to stream that part as well. So I have set up Discord for this. I'm still figuring out how to do it in a way that people can join the Discord server, to join the voice chat, because I like that kind of interaction better than the normal chat format. I'm not shy to talk with people. Yes, I can respect people's opinions. It's not an issue for me if they have a different opinion than me. Usually it is the other one who has a problem of me not sharing their propaganda views. Usually it's like that. You know? How can you be now? Take this example. How can you be for Russia? Well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just fucking neutral. Maybe I'm indeed totally against this kind of support to the Ukraine. Maybe I'm not against support of the Ukraine. Like I am not against support for the Palestinians. Or anyone suffering from war conducted by NATO. I find that it feels like an obligation as a NATO citizen, to call it like that, to right the wrongs conducted by my country, to speak out against what they do wrong, about what they do wrong, and to support people who are suffering from my government. Yes, my government, the Dutch government. You make people suffer. You make Donbass, Lugansk people suffer. You make Palestinians suffer. You make the Libyans suffer. The Syrians, the Iraqis, the Afghani, the Serbs, my friends. So yeah, I'm done believing in NATO and supporting it. Fuck's sake, guys. Don't stop, you fucking asshole. Rijd hem kapot. When you have some fucking moron who is driving like in doubt. Should I continue my speed for the traffic light, or should I go full on the fucking brakes now, when we still have green? But yes, it started to blink that it would start to change. I hate it when you have those kind of people. We are like 5 meters away of the crossing and you are in doubt. Oh, shall I go, shall I not go? Still have time. Unfortunately, there are those kind of people who have no fucking clue how to drive and think about the other traffic as well. They are so occupied with whatever they are occupied with. I tend to make it a habit not to disturb my other fellow drivers on the roads. To anticipate. Likewise, like I anticipate about this kind of stuff we are talking about. Anticipation. Very important. Not just in the traffic, but about your whole life. Anticipate what they are telling you that they will do, right? If they are telling you that they consider us at war, Russia, pay attention then. Don't wave it away like, yeah, of course, They say so many things. They show you, they tell you exactly what they want. Conflict. Conflict is what they are after. Well, I'm not. And if I look for a conflict, it will be with my own fucking government, not a foreign government. Yeah. Unless it's the fucking USA. I hate that country beyond measurement. Beyond measurement. It's the worst evil government in the world. I'm not talking about Americans, so don't cry me a river, Americans. Although you are fucking stupid, ignorant, and willfully ignorant. That part, yes, I hold against you. Really. Like I hold also against the Dutch, or the Germans, or the Romanians. If you are willfully ignorant, it's the same like participating. So, anyways, I reached my destination. Going shopping with my lovely girlfriend. Take a nice hot bath. Looking forward to it. Spending time with her instead of the dogs. So, this was a test stream. I hope it worked. I have no clue. I hope you are fine wherever you are, and stay safe and think about, do you really want a war? No, you don't you? Have a nice day. Goodbye.